Hello, Robin.
Hello. This probably is the highest bench I've been at.
Yeah.
Look, my feet
Yeah, we can feel like children right now.
my feet actually don't touch the floor. And I'm 1 meter 88 centimeters.
Yeah, so it's
But
like for real Dutchies.
for real Dutchies. So I'm a real Dutchie because I cannot touch the floor. Welcome everyone to another session on a public bench. I have to be honest, it's been a while. Uh, Due to external circumstances, I was not able to record any new episodes, but we're back at it, and I'm here, recommended by our Japanese friend Izumi, to talk to you, and I'll let you pronounce your name. The only thing I know is that you're from Poland, that you are working or planning to work on a beautiful photography assignment.
Also.
And that's really it. So I'm happy that we're here. This is a proper stranger meet stranger kind of interview or conversation. So yes, welcome to your bench, and yeah, please introduce yourself.
Okay, that's the most difficult part, I guess. So, my name is Gosia, and I'm from Poland, as you said. And I'm a mom of 2 daughters, and I have also 2 dogs, and a husband, and we live here already for 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah, in the Hague. And well,
In the Hague.
yeah, in the Hague.
Where in the Hague?
Gezellige Vruchtenbuurt is what
Okay.
they call it, and
Okay.
it's like a very nice district, part of the city that doesn't pretend to be anything else that it is. It's like Vruchtenbuurt.
The fruit neighborhood.
Yes, exactly.
Fruits,
It's like
yeah.
very normal, and it feels good to be there, to be part of it. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know the Vruchtenbuurt that well. So me living more, what is it? More towards Scheveningen, I think
Yeah.
the Statenkwartier. Why should I move to the Vruchtenbuurt?
Yeah.
Sell it to me.
Well, definitely because of the neighbors.
Okay.
Like we've got really the nicest neighbors in the Hague. That's for sure. Like mostly older people,
Okay.
very nice, very hippie style. I don't know how to call it other way, but they are like free in their minds and very patient with us and with our dogs and like lovely people around us. Also many families with children,
Okay.
and the children are playing on the streets, and it's safe, and they can walk on their own to their school, and it feels safe to me as a mom. And it's pretty greenish, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
built in the 30s,
Okay.
and very calm. Like in the evening, when, for example, when we are on the summer evening, when we are going to bed and the terrace door is open and we hear all of the noises. We just hear the noises from the neighbors, like, locking down,
Mm-hmm.
and the quiet conversations. And then it's completely still. And it's beautiful that it can be, that's just possible in the city, in the middle of the city. So that's maybe.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
And you moved there 6 years ago.
Actually not. No, we moved there. Our first apartment we rented in Scheveningen.
Okay.
So it was definitely more crowded. And I didn't feel like, even though it was very near to the dunes, which I loved, this place wasn't really, it didn't feel like my place.
Okay.
Like too much crowd. And
Tourists.
Tourists, yeah. Yeah, and yeah, it wasn't it. I was probably searching, or we were probably searching for something more normal, like a neighborhood. That what I said already.
Yeah.
Where your children can play outside and would feel safe. So we, after 1 year of renting, we rented another apartment in Vruchtenbuurt, actually 100 meters from the apartment we are living now.
Okay.
So and then we decided, okay, if we gonna buy something, it will be in this area. And yeah, we were lucky. So
Nice. And what brought you to the Netherlands or The Hague eventually?
yeah, that's a long story.
We have all the time, Gosh.
Okay.
You can
Okay.
you can lie down, make yourself comfortable.
No, well, the thing is, many years ago, I've studied Dutch culture and language, so I was already sold to Dutch culture, kind of, And I yeah, I know it seems very. People ask me like, why Dutch language? And I fell in love with the actually with the pronunciation of the language. I thought it was most beautiful and most childish way of talking, and I was more into German at this point. But then, by accident, I came into this German family that wasn't German at all. They were like Dutch living in Germany, and I heard the language, and I thought, wow, this is it.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then you thought, okay, I need to move
Oh
here.
yeah, no, wasn't the point. And then, then I studied here for a while. Also, I also did my master here in not in here, but in Groningen, and then I really wanted to come back, and I was like having this dream that my children will be talking Dutch to me as well. And but just before I went to do my master degree in Groningen, I met my future husband, and I fell completely in love. So I knew that I was gonna be, I will have to go back home, and
He's Polish.
he's Polish, yeah.
Okay.
So at some point we're like, maybe it will happen eventually. Maybe he'll find a job here somehow. But it wasn't, the first idea that came to mind. We were like very busy with building our own life in Poland, and the children were born, and at some point he got a nice job offer here in The Hague. So it wasn't even, the idea of should we do it. It was like, of course, we've been waiting for it almost whole life. So
He
yeah.
shared the dream.
Yeah. Yes, he told me he shared it. I'm not sure. He loves me, so maybe that's why.
He does everything for you to make the dream come true.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, yeah, but he feels really great here, and yeah,
Okay.
so that's a good thing.
Okay, wow, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always quite a statement to call something a dream, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's definitely, but
But it's something you feel.
yeah, because this was we are really like busy with building our life in Wrocław, and at some point
Where, sorry?
Wrocław, so it's like
Okay.
a huge city, a big city in the south of Poland,
Okay.
southwest of Poland.
Okay.
And you already have some environment and jobs and colleagues and friends, and still like there was always this feeling of we are missing something, or I was missing something. Like there is more to come. Yeah. And I guess this is the answer. I guess like after 1 year I had this feeling like, yeah, this is where I belong somehow. Like I can stay here.
Okay, and then I mean, you can say, okay, decide to go to the Netherlands,
Yeah.
but then narrow it down from the Netherlands to The Hague. How does that work?
Yeah, no, it was more like I was dreaming about going back to Groningen,
Yeah.
and then maybe Utrecht, because I also spent some time there during my studies as au pair.
Okay.
So, nee, The Hague wasn't really on our list, to be honest. But the job was here, so we thought, okay, let's build this near to the job, and then we will see. After a couple of years of, maybe 2 years and 1 year, we'll decide: are we going to stay here or go to Leiden or Delft or somewhere in the neighborhood? But it felt just so good because it's like in the middle of, like between huge towns like Rotterdam and Amsterdam. So what I sometimes miss in The Hague, maybe because I do not know a lot about culture here. I can find it in Rotterdam, Kunsthal or Fotografisch Museum, or I can find it in Amsterdam and Stedelijke. So, it's like very simple to go there if you need it, but to live somewhere where it's peaceful and a lot of nature, as you can see, it's a perfect city.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. So you mean what you miss here is sometimes culture?
Yeah.
Culture in the sense of art.
Yeah.
Musea. That
I
kind
know,
of stuff?
of course, we got Kunstmuseum and we've got also Fotografisch Museum, and there are musea.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah.
like they are not
Yeah.
here. It's just in the sense of bigger cultural events like
Yeah.
festivals,
Yeah.
for example. Like you can find them somewhere else,
Mhm.
probably. Like the most beautiful art events that I've been to in the last couple of years were
Not in The Hague.
not in a Hague. No, no, not well, maybe not yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, but it feels like like a um, like this small town that is placed between two big towns. So
Yeah.
it's like suburbs almost.
Mm-hmm.
So it has this nice feeling of it feels safe. It's green. I have the dunes.
Yeah. True.
So my everyday life is actually quite compact.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have this need of um, of finding something else, something more, then you can always like
Yeah.
grab the tram or something and
And go.
go.
Yeah. Would you wish for it to come here, or do you like the balance of The Hague is my quiet place, and then the rest is
I love it
busy?
actually. Like
Yeah.
I was this is this is one of the things that I do in my head. At some point when we are settled down, I always search for another place like and maybe in another place or in another city or in another country would be more happy.
Yeah.
You know, it's like maybe this is still not it. But every time I try to play this game in my mind, I'm actually coming back here. It's like, no, I actually have everything I need to have here. So, sorry, Stockholm.
Yeah. Stockholm.
Yeah, Stockholm. It was for a while. Has been on my list, but
Ooh. But I'm a bit quiet because I can relate to your feeling, as in you always go away, fantasize, dream,
yes.
what if, and then you come back here, and then you go away again in your mind.
Yes.
Man, it's really tiring.
It is. It is. Like I did it on my on a smaller basis, like while living in Wrocław and knowing that we will stay in Wrocław. That of any other cities in Poland, we choose to stay in Wrocław. So then I was also making this kind of games with this part of the city or maybe that part of the city, and we've been moving in 7 years, I guess 8 times. So yeah, at some point you have enough of that.
Yeah.
You already know that because there is this idea of when you live in different circumstances in different part of the cities between different people with different social backgrounds, you are becoming a different person, kind of.
Yeah.
And like to explore of the all of the possibilities, it seems so. It's also of course a micro basis. It's not like traveling around the world, but it's on this micro level. It's actually also very.
Yeah. But it's different when you have
Okay.
kids, right? Or family.
Yes.
Oh, we forgot about that.
That's when it becomes quite difficult and yeah.
Because you started to raise a family here.
No, we started to raise our family in Poland.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
So
they
my
had to-
older daughter was already going to school, but
Okay.
and my younger was 4 by the time that we came here. So she started the Dutch school actually
Mhm.
the moment we came.
But
Yeah.
they're having a good time.
Sorry,
They love it here.
they cannot really. They cannot think about different way of living. It's like it's their home. It's actually they're completely in this world right now.
But if you bring up Stockholm, then they know.
Well, with Stockholm, we had this beautiful. They have beautiful memories because my husband was also working in Stockholm for a long time. So
Okay.
we've been going there for like
okay.
2 weeks, 3 weeks, and so they have these beautiful memories that we are just walking around the city, like enjoying everything. So, but no, not to live. They
No,
already,
no.
They have their friends here, and
course,
they are
yeah.
also building their lives. So, I guess if I would suggest something like moving to Madeira. Maybe.
Okay. Okay. But they don't speak Dutch over there.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why we are not doing it.
Because your dream is to speak Dutch all the time.
Yeah, well, it's,
It-
I know.
It's
I shared
fading.
it with
It's
you.
fading. That dream is fading after 6 years.
I do enjoy it a lot. I do
Okay.
enjoy it a lot still. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
So we actually should have done this interview, this podcast in Dutch and not so much in English. Sorry,
Ah.
sorry. Volgende keer.
Ja,
Volgende keer.
dan, oké. Bij een ander project.
Ander project. Oh, nice. We're running into other projects already. I like that. That's also something that our friend Izumi mentioned,
Yeah.
is that you are also thinking about a photography project. Could you tell a bit? Could you tell a bit? Would you already like to share a bit about that?
Yeah, sure.
Go
It's
for
like
it.
it's very that's actually a very small thing. But it's about combining things that I love, and I definitely love photography, and I was like. It was my passion already in Poland, and I miss that here because the first years you are really busy with building your life. So you have to find a job and you have to think about what can I do with my, degree in Dutch in Netherlands after so many years of not really using that knowledge to anything. So I had to probably I chose to. It's raining.
It's raining.
It's raining
If
again.
you see us get wet, then
Yeah.
I'm okay. You?
Yeah, I'm sure. It's
Sure,
like
we're Dutch.
We're Dutch, almost.
Let's go for it.
Yeah. So at some point, I realized that I really miss it a lot, and I want to start photographing again. And because now I have like no ambitions when it comes to photography, it's more about like, fulfilling my needs. And I love to take analog pictures, and I'm getting more and more attracted into portraits because of the time you take to spend with another person, with somebody who is sitting in front of you, and the relation is then slightly different than sitting together at the table and drinking tea. It's like still you are behind the photo camera, and well, there is something magical about it, that the time stops and the conversation is like more slow, and you take the time just to get used to each other in these new positions, even though because I'm planning to photograph people I know very much. They're
Okay.
actually my Hague family.
Yeah.
And so my friends and their kids, the idea is that they will come to my place, and they will be always photographed in the same place in my house. It will be a black and white picture, so that afterwards I can do something with it in the dark room that my husband is going to make ready for me.
You're looking into the camera like he's
Like,
watching.
hopefully you hear me.
Hey.
Exactly.
Okay.
Reminding you.
We got that on camera.
So, and it's about that, about making this pictures every half a year, so that we see how we are changing actually,
Okay.
and like catching the moment of the moment the picture is being made. We are having some troubles at work or arguments, or we are just in this beautiful good place, and there is something in our body that tells us that shows this particular feeling. So I guess it would be nice, like this idea of looking at these pictures after 10 years and like knowing that it's almost the same. We are just sitting there in the same place. It's black and white, and just our faces are getting different. And I like the idea. And these are people that I love, kind of. They're just my Hague family. So
What kind of family?
the family from the Hague,
Oh,
like
from
the
the Hague,
family,
the Hague family. Yeah,
the
yeah.
Hague family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are your neighbors?
no, mostly actually Izumi and her family,
Okay.
and our Polish friend Natalia
Okay.
and her family, and Vesela from Bulgaria. Bulgaria, sorry, and also another family from Poland.
Nice.
These are like a bunch of people we know from school, from the first days of school of our children, and from the first days our daughters became best friends, and we also became best friends. So it was like magical.
Is
So
it, but is it something like you the series, huh? The photography part. Is it something you want to share with others, or
I
keep it within the family?
Well, no. I guess. Well, I first I have to start, and first I have to have couple of these pictures.
Yeah.
Like, but I think it could be, it could grow. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's not like I want to keep it for myself. No,
Okay.
maybe I will do something with that. But like I said, now I am. I'm more afraid of my own ambitions. So let's just have no ambition at this moment. Besides combining the this feeling.
Okay. 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 The exhibition will be launched in 10 years.
Yeah.
But I think it's also nice. It would be nice to launch an exhibition at the start.
You think?
Yeah, just kick off, and then come back again in 10 years, like a reunion kind of thing.
Or maybe after a year. So like two
Yeah,
rounds of pictures.
maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I will think about it. I will think about it. It's
I'll
fine.
I'll I'll support you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool because I've once seen a series in Parool in the Amsterdam newspaper
Yeah.
where they did the same thing, but then with Christmas pictures. You had people just
Yeah.
take pictures of the dad and his sons in front of a Christmas tree, and it's
Great.
funny that you see the not only them changing, of course, the kids grow older, and the fashion changes,
Yes.
but you also see the house, the context changing.
Okay.
Like suddenly it was the same house, but it had a different color on the wall.
Yeah.
So you see the people were actually upgrading their interiors,
Yeah.
and suddenly they moved. Suddenly it was a different house, so they moved
Yeah.
places. Yeah, it happens. It's interesting, huh?
It's really interesting. Yes. Well, it's but the main question is like, would it be interesting for other people to see as much as it will be for us? Like, you know.
Yeah, but I do think so because it's also a reflection to your own situation or family or friend circle or and so on. Like what is it you like to capture? You like to capture evolution or that you grow older or that you're still friends or
Yeah, I guess
something that
all of that together,
yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean it ties into this topic, right? What is a good place?
Yes.
Good place is not just yeah, it's the relationships, the connections.
That's for sure. That's like that. That's the first thing, actually, and it's like on this basic level when you think about when we moved here, for example, like people on the streets are smiling to you and saying hi, just like that, and you feel that that people are trusting the system more, so that they are probably a bit less frustrated, that they can maybe support on the things like police or hospitals or and this is the basic level that I definitely missed in Poland,
Okay.
like not being able to trust the system, and like even though I find that it needed that, but then there is more. There are people smiling at you, wanting to help you like that, and then there are of course people that you surround yourself with, and because we have no other people that are no grandfathers and grandmothers living in the neighborhood, no aunts and colleagues from school, or so we have like this our small support team, and this is something that makes it like I don't think that without our friends, without this family from The Hague, that we'll be able to feel so confident here and so good. And then of course the level of neighbors. This is also like very important. Like I have to, because this is a daily situation, and we have the dogs, and
Yeah.
I was like every time I was like being very anxious about our neighbors living beneath us, and like that they will be angry with us, or saying some stuff that will make me question having the dogs at all. So like, yeah,
What kind of dogs do you have?
2 Jack Russell Terriers.
Oh.
They're like energy balls.
Ah, okay. So they're running around.
They're running around,
why,
and
okay.
yeah, wanted to play balls every minute of the day, and throwing balls and barking a lot.
Okay. So how do you connect with your neighbors in that way then?
Like with the lady that, with a older couple that live beneath us, we actually have the small talks every now and then. In like we're standing in the doors, the door openings, and like chatting for half an hour about how it was before that, and how is the situation on the world, and how was their situation before that. And she's telling me about her kids, and I'm telling her about my kids, and like they are these beautiful people who are, for example, they're having this old motorbike, and like the one that you've seen in the movies from the Second World War, like this one with the thing.
Exactly,
And they are still using it, and like going on the trips together and going on the campings together, even though they're like in their 70s, I guess. So it's like, it's amazing how they are enjoying their life.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. It's like something I also will do, I guess.
Maybe
when
I should interview them and have them on a bench.
Yes, this would be a great idea.
In English?
Yeah, that might be hard. That might be hard. Yeah, yeah.
You can translate.
I don't think so.
But I mean, but you see how then also important language is, huh? To connect.
Yes, definitely. Well, my husband is learning only for that, only to be able to speak to our neighbors. Because like, because everything else you can arrange in English. It's like you don't need it really. And definitely at his work, it's like everybody's using English.
But
so
especially with elderly, and then these connections.
So he really does his best. He tries. No, he does his best.
He tries his best.
He tries his best.
You're also doing your best.
I know you do. He's like, every day doing this language app. How do you Duolingo?
Oh yeah.
And like every day for last 3 years, I guess. So that's
nice,
a lot.
Nice.
That's a lot.
So your neighbors would also be part of the photography project.
Well, now you say that. Well, I wasn't thinking this broad, but I think I want to include as many people that are actually making difference in my life as possible. So
Yeah.
yes.
But also that actually have. I'm not saying how you should do your project. By the way.
No.
But it's more like, but it's also the context that you live in, right?
Yes,
It's
definitely.
like these contact moments, connection points that you have each day.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's why. And I mean, they mean something to me also. It's
Exactly,
like this.
yeah.
That's why. Yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, thank you, Robin.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
You can also hire me for public bench brainstorm sessions. You can just say, no, just kidding. I sit here and we brainstorm about your ideas.
Well, I mean, why not? Like, I miss this kind of conversations as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can also do that with switching off the camera. That's okay. No, but I mean, it's also about realization that who do you see every day in daily life?
That's definitely true. It's like I guess not everybody has it. Like there are many people who can just live their lives without really being bothered by other people. Like in a way, you know what I mean? That's like I don't care. Like and I'm definitely not this kind of person. Like I'm overreacting and oversharing and then being very anxious. So it's like it's very important to feel good somewhere, to have people around you that are actually accepting you as you are, and that you can accept as they are. It's like it's a basic thing.
Yeah.
And I know already because I've moved a lot in my life. So I know already that it's not an obvious case. It's not like you can find it everywhere. Sometimes it's like sometimes you can co-create it. Sometimes it's difficult to create this kind of living situation. But of course you have influence on that. Maybe I don't.
But have you been so conscious about being accepted? Or did you have troubles in the past of feeling accepted?
Yeah, well, not that I really experienced troubles. It's more like, now we are going into the areas that I probably don't want to begin with.
Okay.
It's more about the nature. It's like there are people who just doesn't have this kind of problems. And yeah, for me, it was a thing. I definitely need...
For being Polish?
Yeah, also, I guess in the beginning, I was actually more surprised by the fact that it affects me. That I thought that maybe there are people who living on our street thinking that we don't belong here, and that it did something to me. Even though I didn't have really, I didn't have this kind of situations. So it
No.
wasn't like I was reading people and seeing them looking at me strangely or something. No, like it's just
But it changed.
it's changed. Yeah, yeah.
And how
Well, first of all, the
they
time.
moved?
Yeah, yeah. We bought the dogs, and then they started barking.
Okay. It almost escalated, but
Yeah, no, no. It changed in me.
yeah,
Um,
more like screw this. I don't care about it.
yeah, yeah, more like I don't care about it. Maybe not. I'm not at the stage of screwing it, but already at the stage of I'm not gonna care about it.
Yeah, it's nice.
And I
Yeah.
do not think about it because life has become so full of people and conversations,
Yeah.
and also good situations and
But also a lot of assumptions. People just make up things up
Yes.
and they have no idea. They judge people by their cover or whatever
of course,
and have
of
no
course,
idea. Yeah.
that's for sure. And it's like we don't like that, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Ah, interesting, huh?
yeah.
I mean, this is the fine line between acceptance and also belonging. That I think you also wanna. That's also how I feel. Like you wanna somehow belong to something, or be valued to who you are and be part of something.
Exactly. So in this sense, it changed for me when I started to work where I'm now working. Like in the work society, like I feel that I'm seen and I'm accepted, and I really I do like my colleagues very very much, and I do appreciate what they are doing and
What do
how
you
they-
do? Sorry.
Oh yeah.
We know nobody knows.
I'm working as an assistant to okay, it has a beautiful Dutch name.
Okay, go for
Like
it.
psychologisch-pedagogisch assistent.
Psycholoog, pedagogisch assistent. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I do. I'm basically working with psychologists and orthopedagogen and observing the kids, testing the kids,
Cool.
and also translating the conversations between parents and school and this kind of thing. So
Is it in a school setting?
it's in a
Yeah?
school setting.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's,
Cool.
yeah,
Very
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I love my job.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. It's something I discovered here as well, because as I told you, I was like thinking like, where should I start even? Like, okay, now I'm here, now my dream becomes true, so now I wanted to do something about my future, but what? Where do you start?
Yeah.
So basically, because of other neighbors, I got this idea of why not to start at school somewhere, like. And this was
the school of your kids or somewhere?
yeah,
else?
the school of my
Ah,
kids.
okay.
So it was the first idea, and it was very strange because like a couple of years ago, I didn't really enjoy being with kids so much. So something has changed, and I learned how to really, really love it actually, and how to appreciate it, and how to learn from the kids, and yeah, and they are the best teachers. Like this is like an obvious thing. Oh, they are the best teachers, but this is like
Yeah.
really true actually. So yeah.
This also relates to your photography project, perhaps.
When was
Well, psychology.
yeah.
And also your children growing up.
Sure.
Izumi's children growing up.
That's for sure. When her youngest child, when I got to know her, her youngest child was like 3, maybe. So he was like this, 2. So he's like a really small, and now he's this perky kid who's like being completely cool and.
I mean, not to stress you out, but you should start your photography project because they're growing up, you know?
I know.
You don't have any time to lose.
But the problem was I already started this conversation with the family during our Christmas dinner. So I told them, I'm starting it. So like, let's meet and I want to do it.
Now it's April.
Now it's April because they thought, okay, let's do it like spontaneously. And I stopped believing in spontaneous
Yeah, no,
projects. It's like
no,
it doesn't
no,
work this
no,
way. Absolutely not.
no. You gotta have goals and milestones,
Exactly.
and yeah, and then break it up in little
Yeah.
steps, and then go for it.
So now I become very Dutch,
Yeah.
and I use datumprikker. Datumprikker is
Yeah,
like
I mean, listen, I started with one episode of the podcast, and we're heading towards number 30. You know, so I mean, you gotta start
Yeah.
somewhere.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Right. I mean, this episode's gonna go live this week, so
Oh, dear God.
we cannot. But let's refer to it when it's launched. I'll keep you posted on. Cool.
Thank you.
Gosia, I think we're heading towards the end of the
Yes.
conversation.
It's getting cold.
Okay, you know, there's a time limit. It was not as cold as Izumi's interview
No, I know.
because it was
She
freezing.
told me. Yeah.
So, and then she needed to bring coffee and all that stuff to keep us warm.
Oh,
But
haven't thought about that.
hey, no worries. No
Now I
worries.
feel bad.
Oh, don't worry about it. To close off, so you would say you're in a good place.
I'm the best possible place. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's quite a statement.
Yeah, I know.
So you're not gonna go somewhere else. We will only visit Stockholm. We not
No, it's like not for a long time, I guess not. No.
even the next 6 years.
Definitely next 6 years we will stay. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, The Hague.
Thank you, The Hague. But thanks for your time. Really appreciate it. I had a really good time. Really most fun, huh? If you talk to strangers, it's not that bad. I wanted to say thank you to everyone watching and listening. Please follow our channels, subscribe, like, and so on. You can also join the community, as of sorts, where like-minded citizens like you and me come together for even more conversations, online talks, connections, and you never know where it brings you to, right?
Exactly.
We all need a support network. If we don't find it in our own neighborhood and so on, let's do it somewhere else. So join and feel welcome, and looking forward to our next conversation on the public bench. From The Hague, from the dunes, all the best, and see you soon. Bye bye.
Thank you.